Hello Baxter. This is our little routine. 6 o'clock in the morning. Baxter starts stirring, gets me up. He has a little wander around the grounds. I make a coffee and then I give him a treat. There you go, boy. Right, let's make that coffee. So this is the normal routine, 6 o'clock in the morning, coffee made, Baxter's done his rounds. I now need to do some admin, pay some bills, check emails, do some editing, that sort of thing. Cheers. I've come back to bed, I've got my laptop, and I'm going to spend the next hour or so doing admin. And as you can see, well, you probably can't see, but to my left is my lovely wife, who is asleep. Although I think she's possibly awake, but she's not great at this time in the morning. So I'm going to switch the camera off and I shall see you about 8 o'clock. Well, we're both out of bed, ready for the day ahead.
I'm out.
You're out of bed, slightly more blurry.
I don't normally get up early. I've never been a morning person, but since I've had chemo, it's been harder.
It has, but needs must.
Yeah.
Now, you may think you recognise this room from episode 5, when we did our 2 kitchens, modern versus ancient, but this is not our kitchen. As you can see, this is our warehouse stroke distribution centre. You know, Amazon, be careful, we're on your path. We've never spoken about this business, not for any particular reason that we were trying to keep it quiet. It's just that this was going to be at the heart of all our plans. And of course, when you got ill, everything changed. And so we weren't quite sure what was going to be happening, were we?
No.
And this is effectively Susie's business from the UK. I gave up mine, having served my sentence for all those years. And we were going to concentrate on this. But plans have changed. But we've got an order from a customer in the UK, and we're going to label it all up and send it. But maybe you want to give an insight as to what's in these pots.
I think it's about, was it 10 years ago?
No, longer than that.
No, I trained as a sugaring practitioner, and it's sugar paste for hair removal, and I set up a beauty room in our house.
I'm not a great advert for this business, by the way.
No, but you know everything about hair removal now.
I do. I know things that I never thought I'd ever know.
And yeah, it was going well, and then a year or so down the line, I got breast cancer. So I couldn't physically do the sugaring. So my customers actually said, could we buy your paste from you? So I thought, okay. And then we thought we'd put some on eBay. And it just snowballed. So we had a thriving business, you know, producing and selling the paste. And we were selling a lot to retail and a lot to beauty salons. And then we were actually running out of space in our home. It was like Del Boy's flat, wasn't it?
Del Boy. Only fools and horses.
We were working about 14 hours a day, weren't we? Every day. And so we'd wanted to move to France for a long time. And the idea of buying somewhere here was to have an outbuilding that we could turn into somewhere to do our paste, and also I wanted to do a training school.
That was the real heart of the plan, wasn't it? Training school.
But a few months down the line, I then discovered my cancer had come back.
Yeah.
So I can't physically do that, and you've actually been doing everything while I've been ill, haven't you?
Yeah.
And all I do now is check the paste.
Quality
and
control,
stick the labels
quality
on.
control.
Yeah, stick the labels on, and you do all the rest, because it's, you know, it's more physical. So
yeah, but we thought we'd tell you about the business because we thought like I said, we weren't sure where it was going or whatever. We thought, well, you'd probably be quite interested, but it's also part of this day in our life.
We're
so you
still
can see,
selling back to the UK, but we've just taken a hit because of lockdown and COVID. We couldn't sell to the retail because it cost as much to send 6 pots as it did to just send 1, and it wasn't feasible. And then the salons all shut down, locked down, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we didn't have any orders.
No, but
now we're selling to the salons again. We need to get into the French market. We have got a French web or domain address.
We've got a .eu domain for it. We've got the .com, we've got the .co.uk and the .eu.
Sugaring Beauty is the name of the business, and Rolls designed all the labels. We print them.
Print them ourselves, yeah.
Yeah. So we sold our house, and our little treat to ourselves, well, big treat, was we bought the car of our dreams because we knew we'd be doing a lot of travelling around. And
it had air conditioning.
Yeah.
The other one didn't. Well, it did.
So we bought ourselves a nice Range Rover.
Yeah.
We had our other car from new, but we had it 17 years and everything was going wrong on it. So we just thought, right, let's bite the bullet and
something reliable.
buy a nice car.
Once in a lifetime treat. Well, second time in a lifetime, but first Range Rover. We've both wanted to have a Range Rover, and it was 4 years old. But we may have to take it back to the UK and sell it now, but we may be able to keep it. I don't know. We'll see. But the training school idea, because we were going to set up in one of the outbuildings, a bit of area for manufacturing and what have you, and then the training school, we would have maybe 4 people at a time, people who were maybe trying to start a new business, people who were trying to expand a current salon, from nails, hairdressing, or whatever, into hair removal. And the idea, once a month we'd have a training school. I would do the food and all that sort of stuff, whilst you would be doing the training. And of course, those people would go away having been trained, and then they'd buy our product, along with other salons that we currently have. But of course, that's that was the plan.
Yeah, but we were also experimenting with sugar scrubs.
Yeah, other natural products.
Probably this time last year.
Yeah.
And we had samples made up, but that all went out the window because I ended up in hospital for 7 weeks.
We lost a few months of our lives with that. So we're trying to.
And
get
so
back
now
on our feet,
we're
really.
thinking, we couldn't believe our luck when we moved in to find all the rosemary bushes. And of course we've got a bit of lavender down there, and so now we're thinking about making soaps.
Yeah, we've always had that in mind, and of course it's not an easy market to get into because there's an awful lot of soap makers. But when you've got an existing business and an existing customer base, it becomes slightly easier, doesn't it? You can approach all your existing customers. But of course, in the EU, we've got a few salons in the EU that we've been trading with for a long time. But yeah, soap's very much part of it. That's the plan, really, and all natural products, not natural ingredients.
So you've got to make some soap moulds for me now.
We're going to make some soap moulds. Might be easier to buy some to begin with, but if I find time, I'll make them. And then we were going to start that. And of course, you then have to get it certified. You can't sell a product unless it is. So there's a bit of time involved in that process, and time is something we've been lacking the last few months.
Yeah, so we're just trying to juggle everything, aren't we?
We are.
And that's one of the reasons we haven't done any major projects indoors, actually.
No, I think today's vlog will probably give you a real insight into just how short of time we are, because we've got a pretty busy day lined up, but then we've always got a busy day. But today is actually, in some respects, we've chosen the busiest day probably of the week, maybe. All that can change.
Well, today we've got 6 pots to pack up, but then we've got another 12 and an 18
that came in overnight, but they won't go out until tomorrow. So we'll do those tomorrow. But we're sending out orders most days, but the margins of It's very expensive here in France to do anything.
Well, the pots have all gone up.
The carriage is horrendous.
Sugar's twice what we used to pay for it.
Yeah.
Carriage is horrendous.
I mean, some of that's explained by the current situation with the Ukraine and gas and heating and oil and everything going up, which is pushing up inflation generally. But even when we arrived here, it was quite expensive to ship a parcel here. Was double what we used to pay.
Brexit hit, it went up more, didn't it?
Yeah. Funny enough, after lockdown, we only about 50% of the salons re-emerged, actually. A lot of them shut down, just couldn't do it anymore. They've been weakened by it. So that was our trade base, 50% down straight away.
And the retail all gone.
Yeah. There's one or two that have re-emerged, but actually it was about 50% that never came back. Anyway, we've got a customer eagerly waiting her order. Well, 75% of our viewers are women, apparently. So if you happen to be too hairy, you know where we are.
Don't send it to anyone as a gift, though. They might take it the wrong way.
They might take offence.
Yeah, so that's one pot done.
Right,
over to you.
Over to the distribution and packing department. Yeah, actually, on that live question and answer, we've been avoiding it because the signal's a bit patchy here, and there's only certain places where we can guarantee the signal. But let us know if you fancy a live question and answer. I know most vloggers do that at some point. I haven't the faintest idea how it works, but we'll have to work it out. So if you're interested in a live question and answer, let us know. Oh, I'm slow here. Just catch me up.
Because you're chatting too much.
I'm chatting. Right, I'm going to shut up. So we'll organise this and do the paperwork.
And then we have to go and drop it off.
Yep.
At a collection point. Is it UPS?
We tend to send these via UPS, which we found to be most reliable, really. There's one or two of the others, they'll decide if they want to pick them up on any given day or not. Whereas UPS, very reliable, good company. So, right. I'm sure you don't want to sit there watching us packing parcels. So we'll probably do this on a bit of a time lapse or something. So of course, with all the uncertainty around what we were going to be doing, we basically had to come up with plan B, because training school and sugaring was the only plan. And when we first arrived here, we thought we'd start filming everything we were doing, but that was more just to keep in touch with family and friends, and we thought we might start a YouTube channel, but we never had any ambition for it. It was always going to be something small and just a bit of fun. But we spent 2 months of our life basically encamped in our grand salon, and if you're new to the channel, you might not know what I'm talking about there. I think I explained it all in episode 10, called The Cobble Hunter. You might want to go back to that and then come back. But we were there. I couldn't really be too far away from you, could I, at that point?
Because I couldn't
come out and do a bit of this. But
I couldn't walk.
So I couldn't do anything really. You couldn't walk, so I had to
learn
help you.
to walk again, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's taken a long time to get where I am now.
So of course it was winter. We were in the grand salon most of the time, watching telly and just doing whatever we were doing. And you said, "Well, why don't we just start editing all this footage that we've got, put a vlog together, and you never know." And so it was never a part of the plan.
I think it gave you something to focus on as well, because
because
it was tough for you as well.
Because life suddenly changed, just like that. So we started putting it together, and I looked at it, and we were sort of both doing a bit, and we said, "Oh, actually, we've probably got enough footage here for about 8 or 9 episodes if we stretch it out, you know." And so we launched the first one, rather naive. Volume was awful, as it continued to be for quite some time. But we got something ridiculous on the first few days, about 10,000 views, and suddenly we hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the first week, and we thought, uh-oh. And that's basically become another part of the plan. And there's a bit of advertising revenue and all that sort of stuff that's coming in. And of course a lot of people make a living on YouTube, so that's where YouTube came about really. It was kind of desperation and the need to change things and react to the situation we're in. Anyway.
Right, I better go and put my face on because I might scare someone otherwise.
You never scare me, darling.
That's because you're used to me.
Okay, I'm not going to say any more. Right, I shall pack this up, book it, and then at some point this morning we've got to go out because we've got to do your blood test.
I can't eat till I've had that done.
No, you've got to starve, so I never eat either, out of support for you. Well, most of the time anyway. But we'll grab a little bite. So we'll get this packed up and done, and then the next time you see us, we'll do something else in our day. And Max is, as usual, trying to destroy our video.
I don't know what
you can hear him in the background. Right, I'll get on. Well, it's a beautiful start to the day. There's just a little bit of mist in the air. You might not be able to pick it up on camera. There's the cows in the next field. Yeah, I suspect it's going to be a good day. Although showers are forecast, but we may get lucky. Okay, up there is the very last light bulb left behind by the previous owner. We've changed all the others and they were all really high watt bulbs, but never really had the chance to get up there. And of course the nights are drawing in, the mornings are darker, and we're starting to use that light. So we need to take the bulb out, check what wattage it is, see if we've got a replacement for it. If not, whilst we're out and about today, we might as well replace it and buy one. So just get the ladder up and I'll have a look. Okay, well, got that off. That could do with a really good clean. Doesn't look as though it's been cleaned for years. Might give that a wipe over. Got the bulb. There's no indication of the wattage. There's some very faint writing, but anyway, see if we can replace it. Whatever it is, this is bound to be too bright, too much wattage, so we'll replace it anyway. It's starting to blacken, so probably isn't long for this earth anyway. Right, that's that done. All the documentation's done. Because it's going to Britain and Britain's no longer the EU, we have to do extra paperwork, but going to drop that off now.
Right, it's time to go off for a blood test, which I have to have every couple of weeks. It might go down to a month, to check my white blood cells because of the chemo tablets I'm on. And then I have another blood test once a month for calcium, but I think that's in 2 weeks' time. And then I've got my carrots and apples ready here so that we can see if the donkey's there on the way back. Don't worry, I don't give all of these one donkey. There's sometimes some ponies in the field.
So yeah, we're just on our way to Thouars, and we'll do a bit of shopping whilst we're there. Saves going out again. So the blood test, we'll go straight there and do that because Susie can't eat until she's had her blood test. And
it's about 18 minutes from us, isn't it, Thouars?
15, yeah, 15 minutes, maybe 18 by the time we've parked or whatever. So it's not particularly far. Yeah, so we'll have the blood test done, then Susie can have a little snack or something, and we'll do some shopping, and some point this afternoon the hospital will receive the results, and that will determine whether Susie can start the next cycle of treatments for 4 weeks.
3 weeks.
Well, 3 weeks plus a week off.
Yeah.
Rest, yeah.
The nurse rings me in the afternoon.
Yeah, the nurse will ring from the hospital, let us know, and then if we're given the okay, we'll go to the pharmacy and order the tablets. And the distribution system here is very, very good. We can go to the pharmacy as late as 7 o'clock in the evening, and the medication will be there for us to collect by about 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And presumably you'll start taking the tablets again tomorrow at some point. So we'll head to Thouars. You've seen us go for a blood test before and how quick it is. Hopefully it'll be similarly quick today. And then we'll nip off and do a bit of shopping. Okay, so we're booked in. We've just got to wait. It's normally within a minute or two, and then we'll be on our way. So that didn't take long. Customary 10 minutes. So yet again, top marks for the French health system. So Susie's happy now.
I've got a little quiche here.
Yep. And a little badge of honour from your blood test.
Yeah. It was a bit of a tricky one today. It's normally okay, but it took a bit longer. So we've just had something to eat, and look at these lovely planters they've got around the square. How lovely are they, with these lovely dahlias all flowering, and there's some others here.
Come on, no slouching. We've got a busy day, a day in our life. It wasn't. We're not sitting here all day.
Don't worry, it's not very comfortable. It's really rigid and sticks in you.
Yeah, this is a normal day for us. We sit around doing nothing all day.
Have a look at the view over there.
Darling, do you understand the concept of a day in our life?
Yes.
This is not what people want to see, us sitting around all day.
So we're just going to the supermarket now to pick up a bit of shopping.
Right, that's the shopping in. We go home.
Well, I'm really disappointed and sad because our donkey's not here anymore. But in a way, I'm glad because there's so much rubbish in this field. I just hope they put her in a better area. Because they don't seem to care over here. They just plonk their animals down with all this rubbish, metal machinery, wire, nets, bits of corrugated iron. And she used to have to go in this area because that was her only shade. It was in this shelter here. There's some machinery, so she couldn't get in there. So she used to have to climb over all this to get under the tree for some shade. And I just hated seeing her like it. And I really wish we could have bought her or something. Oh, the cows are in the field today. We haven't seen much of them lately. And there's no mothers with calves around at the moment. And here's our gate up here on the right. That's our barn there.
Our rickety old gate.
Which you get fed up with opening and closing.
Yeah, it's just not very grand, is it?
No, one day.
One day.
No donkeys today. I always take some apples and a carrot and carrots with me. But we went to see the other donkey and she hasn't been there for a while either. So, not a good day. So when Max and Baxter come out, I have to give them a bit of carrot each. So Rolls has to go and shut the gate before we unleash the beasts. Mummy, I'll get you a treat.
Right, we've got a bit of spare time now. We've done all the running around this morning, so we've got, I don't know, a little bit of time before the nurse turns up. That's a bit later. So proper work time. So these two trees here, they have self-seeded. They must have self-seeded because no idiot would ever plant a tree that close to a building. So I think. So they need to come down. Now, to take down a tree, you need 3 things. First thing, tools. Second, safety equipment. And thirdly, common sense. Oh well. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So, just to give you the layout, we're in the rosemary garden. We've come through this walkway as you've come through many a time, and this is where our part of the building stops, just here. In fact, we were told it's where this downpipe is up there, the downpipe that nobody's ever put in. But that's basically where our building ends. So clearly we don't want a problem with trees in our garden damaging the neighbours' foundations.
and you'll see that one is pretty close as well. The other problem is, of course, it's very close to the roof, and in the winter, if that starts swinging around in the wind, it's going to bring some of his tiles off. So we've got to sort it out, get it gone, and I've got a bit of time, so today is the day.
Right, so while Rolls is doing his lumberjack bit outside, I just thought I'd catch up with a bit of ironing. I never seem to catch up with it all. I do a few bits and then my legs get a bit tight, so I have to go and have a lay down. So I've got an audience now. This is what happens when I come upstairs to do anything. I have to lock them out of the room when I want to make the bed. But looking at it now, you wouldn't believe that I've made it today. They scuffed it all up. And this is why I don't let Rolls do the ironing. He stood the iron up and it fell on the floor because he knocked it over. This is the incriminating evidence. But he said, don't worry, it'll come off. But I don't think it will because it's melted the rug. He probably did it accidentally on purpose, so I don't ask him to do the ironing again.
Okay, I've stripped off a lot of the branches that I can reach. I've just pulled out the big ladder, and I'm just going to take a couple more of these sort of little branches off here, and then I'll start taking this one down bit by bit. And the reason is because it's leaning towards the roof and it's not particularly heavy. It's not going to cause a massive amount of damage or anything, but it might just pull a couple of tiles off if I let it, so I'd rather avoid that. And the important thing when using a ladder, by the way, is what's called a ladder stay, and that takes you away from the building. It actually pulls the ladder away from the building so you don't lean backwards, because leaning backwards on a ladder is not a very sensible thing to do. So I'm going to take a couple more of these down, and then I'll probably cut that branch up here somewhere, and I'll be able to handle the weight of that. It's not heavy, so that's the next bit.
Now this is what the bed should look like. How long it'll stay like it, I don't know, when the dogs get on. Lexi always has to have her little bed on the end here, and she likes laying in there with her head on the edge so she can see out the window.
This one I'm not too concerned about. It's all leaning in the right direction, and there's no I'm going to struggle to get to those branches up there. I'd be leaning far too far on the ladder, so it's got to come down in one hit. I'm not going to get the chainsaw right behind there, so I'm going to have to go up slightly higher and we're aiming to land it right on there, or somewhere near. So I've got a lot of clearing up to do, but obviously I've got to sort these stumps out, otherwise it's just going to keep growing. So I'll probably dig that and see where we go. Hopefully the roots won't have gone and damaged any of the foundations. I should be lucky. This one's just far enough away perhaps for it not to have caused any damage. There doesn't seem to be any damage on the walls. I don't think that's anything to do with it. I think that's been there a lot longer than this tree, so that's nothing to do with it. So yeah, bit of tidying up to do, but I haven't got time to sort the stumps out today. There'll be another day.
This is why I don't want a range cooker, because somebody has their head in there all the time, don't you? Let's shut the door. And also because of me bending down, lifting something heavy. But you would have your head in there, wouldn't you? Because you're obsessed with food.
Right, so the boiler company have just phoned. They're about 15-20 minutes away. That's not bad timing, I suppose, but probably means I'm not going to get much more done on this, because I've got to go to the pharmacy yet to get Susie's meds, and the nurse will be here at some point. Now we have two nurses who come and see us, and they're both called Celine, and one of them tends to come between 5:30 and 6. But the other, when it's her week, she comes a bit later. So they obviously do their rounds in slightly different order. She comes normally between 6:30 and 7. And we think it's the Celine that comes between 6:30 and 7 that's coming today. And they normally text us 5 minutes before they're going to be here. And that's just so they don't have to hang around and wait to get in and whatever. That's the thing about the system here. It's all private, every aspect of it, including the nurses. And they're either self-employed or they work for a health company, and time is of the essence. So what they do with every patient, they text them as soon as they leave one patient, and so they don't have to hang around. But they're really, really good. They don't, if you've got questions, they'll sit and talk to you. They'll answer anything, they'll talk to you, whatever. So they don't, once they're in, they'll do their job properly, and they'll only leave when they're satisfied that they've done it. So really good system, and they're really lovely as well. They're very, very friendly. So, but that's a little bit later. Okay, that sounds like the nurse phoning Susie, hopefully giving her the good go ahead.
So I might not get the blood test done until later.
Hopefully we'll get the go ahead to get her back on the tablets.
Yeah. Yes.
Always a bit nerve wracking, just in case.
Okay.
Oh, there's a smile.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
That was the nurse, presumably.
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah.
So we're back on.
My next blood test is the 12th of September, but I have a scan that day as well, so
Oh, okay.
that's going to be tricky.
Okay, but you're all good.
Yes.
So your bloods are back up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good day. Right, things you wish you'd never said. This is the off that light shade. We managed to find a bulb for it. We've got an LED one, and this is the shade that it was on it, and it's a lovely green. But of course we never knew it was green because you can't see it. It's hidden from view. The other side was white, and I rather naively and stupidly said to Susie, "Haha, you don't want me to paint it plum then?" And she looked seriously at me, and I thought, oh no, what have I said? And she said, no, but it would look great in gold. So I'm going to paint it gold. So I've just come to the back of the van, I've rigged up a sheet, a bit of cardboard there just to keep it clean. I've roughed it up, I've put a primer on there, I'm just waiting for that to dry, and I'm going to spray it gold for her. Like I've got time for that today. But anyway, it won't take long. I'm going to put a clear coat on that now because this is going to be outdoors, so I want a clear lacquer on it. And when you spray any sort of metallic with an aerosol lacquer, what you should do is put what we call a dust coat on, a really dry, 2 or 3 dry coats, and that acts as a sealer before you put the wet coats on. What that does, see, if you go straight on this with a wet coat of lacquer, it drags all the metallics out of the paint and then it goes patchy. So you've got to seal it. So I'm going to just put a bit of clear coat on now.
Oh, the boiler man's just arrived. Let's hope he can fix it again this time. 3rd time lucky.
Okay, so the boiler man has been. The fuel pump they put on the other day, I think he was having a problem because it's not built for that boiler, so they're putting a part on which is the nearest compatible part they can find. And he got his electronic meter reader onto it and took some readings, made a few adjustments, and it's working okay now. But he didn't walk away confidently. Job done, and I think we're probably going to be a bit nervous all winter if it lasts the winter, really, to be quite honest with you. So we'll keep going with it. We'll have to start making plans, so fingers crossed. That's all we can do. So there's 2 good things. First of all, we've got a tank of hot water, and I could do with a bit of a freshen up. And the second is the sun's come out again, so shaping up to be a pleasant evening. Right, as far as I know, that's the dirty work done for the rest of the day, so I've scrubbed up and got changed. I'm going to head off to Saint-Véran. That's the place where we dropped that parcel off this morning, the sugaring order. It's the neighbouring village. The pharmacy is there. We've been given the go-ahead by the hospital, so I'm going to go and order Susie's meds. She's having a nap now. She's a bit tired, which is quite common. Most afternoons she'll have a little nap, a little rest of some sort. So I'm going to quickly go up to Saint-Véran now and get those, and then by the time I get back, that aubergine should be nicely roasted. We should be able to get dinner in before the nurse gets here. That's the plan anyway. Right, ordered the meds, that's fine, they'll be in the morning, so she's going to start those again tomorrow lunchtime. So let's quickly knock up her sauce. We're just going to have a simple dish, pasta with a sauce, and I'm going to do roasted aubergine, which you've already seen. I'm just going to put some passata in, which is basically tomato sauce really. A bit of garlic, oregano, seasoning, and a touch of hot paprika, but only a touch because we don't want to make it a hot pasta sauce. We just want to give it a warmth. So I'll quickly knock that up, blitz it in here so it's a nice smooth pasta sauce. Do some spaghetti and then dinner. You know what? That's absolutely beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah, it's nice. So I'm just waiting for the nurse to come to give me my 2 hormone injections. They actually come to the house and do it once a month. So Rolls has just gone out to open the gate. Here she is. And I have a calcium injection once a month too. But that's not today. So this is all the packaging just for 2 injections. Quite big boxes, but they are big needles. It's done for another month, hooray.
So the glass part, we actually soaked it before we went out, and we've just given it a quick scrub up, so that's come up nice, and obviously that. There you go, our very own son. I think the whole of Coulonges will see that.
We hope you've enjoyed the day in our life, a day in our life.
A day in our life.
It's been quite a day.
Quite a busy day. I think in some respects it's a pretty normal day, but obviously we don't do blood tests every day.
It's not always
and all that sort
like
of stuff. It's not always like that, but it's probably felt more hectic for us because we've been doing all this filming all day, which takes time, you know, by the time you've set up the camera and then changed the angle and done a little test. Wait.
And when you have days like that,
There you go,
you don't get time to do any DIYing or anything.
No, we've done a few little bits around the place, but we enjoyed doing it in some respects. It felt a bit hectic with all the filming, but enjoyable nonetheless. And I hope it's given you a sense of what it's like, you know, for us, you know, and how difficult it is to set aside quality time to do some proper renovation. For example, you know, bathroom, you know, in Britain we would have set aside a week and a half, 2 weeks or whatever, and said, right, let's get on with it. Take a bit of time off work or whatever, and you just get on. But it's not going to be that easy, is it, here? We've just got to do bits as and when we can. But anyway, yeah, so glad you enjoyed it, or hope you enjoyed it. And of course we haven't had time to stop, and we just I had an alert earlier because our Wednesday vlog, the kitchen planning one, has went out, I don't know, I think it was 5 o'clock, and so, but we haven't had a chance to look at comments or anything like that. We saw a couple of early comments. Michelle, who you've probably heard me mention before because she buys coffees for us, bless her, she asked about the label printer and which one it was, and it's a Brother printer, and so we sent her the details, but we haven't had time to look at the comments, so we thought we'd do it now whilst you're here.
Yeah, it's a good printer. We use it to print our ingredients to go on our pots.
Yeah, some of the labels for the pots.
And I used to use it to print address labels.
Yeah.
For Christmas cards and stuff.
Yeah. So it's quite a good little printer, isn't it? Right, I haven't had time to look at any others, so should we have a quick look? And obviously we'll get to respond to these at some point in the next 2 or 3 days. Right, somebody by the name of Joke. I don't remember seeing that name before, so I think Joke's a first... that's probably his or her first comment. Great spice cupboard. Might be even handier with the Lazy Susans. Self-made with trays and marbles. We did think about Lazy Susans in there, but it was just... we don't really feel the need because there's not that much in there.
They're quite big jars, actually.
They are. We know
most of them are.
We were putting big jars in there, but anyway, likes the spice cupboard, so thank you for the comment. Message from Tammy. If you put the cuttings from the lavender in a pillow and hit it against something, you can take the lavender and make soap or potpourri. It smells wonderful. I've taken the potpourri and put it in little satchels and put them around the home, and smells beautifully for months to come. Just a little idea for what you can do with your lavender. So yeah, it's not a bad little idea. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Tammy. Hope you enjoyed it. And a message from Kathy again 58. So I wonder if her YouTube name was Kathy again 57 last year. Hello Kathy, I know you regularly comment. The kitchen is a marvellous room. What an adventure with such wonderful possibilities. I'm looking forward to your next video. Please don't stress yourselves while making it. Oh, bit late. Thank you. Take care. It wasn't too bad, was it? We didn't get too stressed. Not much anyway. And from Annette, you comment regularly. Do you want to read this one?
Oh, I haven't got my glasses.
Oh, here we go.
No, I can't see from there with them on. I can only do...
Lean forward then.
What, like that? I can only see close up. I can't see like you can with them on.
Okay. Annette. Loving your kitchen ideas. Know the feeling on cooking on a make-do hob. Still, we got our kitchen in now. This next comment, I think, refers to something I've said at the end of that video when I said we were going to film warts and all. I'm assuming that's... does that mean, Rolls, we will see you with makeup on Sunday? Sorry, ha ha. No, you won't be seeing me with makeup on Sunday. Only at weekends. And today's Wednesday. You've got to be a certain age to understand that joke, haven't you?
Have you?
Yeah. So, well, you don't understand it, so it doesn't matter.
Why? What is it?
Only at weekends. No, it's all right.
Yeah, I do get that.
Yeah.
Just a joke, but
Yeah.
why have you got to be a certain age?
Well, it's an old joke before the politically correct took over.
Oh, right. Didn't know that. But I do get the joke.
Well, it doesn't matter. I think you need to cut your lavender back as it looks woody. Loved watching. See you both Sunday. Take care, Susie and Rolls. Thank you, Annette. That's it. There's quite a few comments actually, so we'll get to those. But thank you. We love all your comments, and it's actually quite fun actually reading them because
Yeah, apparently
we don't get
you're
this
a
opportunity.
boring old ditherer on one of them.
Yeah. No, we're both boring ditherers.
No.
I'm sure it would refer to
No,
us
it
both.
was you.
Me. I'm a boring ditherer.
You don't seem to be getting on with anything.
No, I'm dithering.
And all
And
the
I'm
stuff,
boring.
you're just upcycling stuff that is only fit for a skip.
Oh, old junk.
Old junk.
Yeah. Nothing you've seen in our 55 episodes is worth having. It's
No,
all junk.
It should go in a skip,
And I'm boring.
apparently.
I'm boring.
And
Very
we
boring.
don't do anything, do we?
No, we just sit here and read out messages. Yeah, that was a strange one, but anyway, never mind. That's what you get. But, right, I'm going to shut that down. And we shall answer those. And thank you to everybody. I think we've done... It's a bit windy today, isn't it? Now. It's a nice evening, but windy. What else did we want to say? Anything?
About the
remember.
cooking, because
Right.
since I've known you, which
Yeah.
is
Long time.
28 years, you couldn't cook really, but you've learnt.
Hey, come on.
No,
I cook-
all you could do was the chili. Or
cooking.
burn pizza under the grill.
We've all done that. No,
Smoked-
chili.
smoked
Chili
potato.
does qualify as cooking.
Yeah, anyway, your food is really good. Everyone is quite impressed with it.
Yeah, I love it actually. I
And-
never discovered it until,
And I found out quite a few years ago that I'm sugar intolerant. So all the food you make me and you cook every day is sugar free.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yes.
I don't even have artificial sweetener.
That's a bit of ironic, isn't it? Susie's in the
Yeah.
sugaring business, and you have reactions to refined sugar,
Yeah,
but you're okay to touch it, but you just can't consume it, can you?
no.
It's a weird one, really.
So I make paste for hair removal, and then I lost all my hair through chemo, so I didn't have any.
Well, yeah, that's another irony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I enjoy cooking, and we were going to include one or two bits of cookery just as part of a vlog every now and then, not so regularly, but of course, because the kitchen isn't quite how we want it, we just didn't bother. But we thought
Well,
today,
we haven't got any
doesn't
electric
matter.
in there, have we? So
No, there's
that
only
makes
one
it
light.
tricky.
Yeah, we've got no sockets or anything, so it's got to have extension leads sometimes for things. But
Yeah.
if you want to see us doing a bit of cooking, we'll do it.
Yeah, let us know.
Don't want to drive you nuts. And I think we mentioned, didn't we, earlier today about the question and answer. If you're interested in a Q&A session, let us know. We'll see if we can set one up.
Yeah.
What else? Max has got off. He's obviously fed up with me fidgeting. I'm a fidgeting, boring old ditherer.
Well, we've just got something else to show you later before they go to bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll add that to
We'll
the
add
end.
that at the end.
Right, I think we've filmed and done enough today.
Yeah. I
So
think so.
we're going to say thank you, and hopefully you'll enjoy this vlog. I don't know whether it will be in one part or two, because of course we haven't had a chance to look at any of it yet. We know we've been filming a lot. We'll try and condense it down as much as we can, but without losing the sense of the day. So if it's in one part or two parts, you'll find out.
Yeah. We'll find out how long it all is first.
We've got a few days of editing to do.
Yeah.
So we shall say goodbye, and we'll leave you with these three.
The dogs.
The dogs.
Bedtime treats.
Bedtime.
Bye.
Come on then, you lot. Rowdy lot. Right. That's yours. Dancing dog. And little Alexi. Go on then.
Now they're coming up to get their treat.